We weren't doing anything. We were just messing around.
Out of the plethora of horror villains that exist, almost none are as iconic as Jason Voorhees. From an unmet, deformed child who drowned in a lake to an undead killer who went toe-to-toe with a dream demon, and then going to space, we're going to uncover everything about this famous machete-wielding hockey goalie. This is the overview of Jason Voorhees from Friday the 13th. Before we delve into the first film, I think it's only fair that we take a look at the creators of the series. Sean S. Cunningham was born on December 31st, 1941, in New York City, with his family moving to Connecticut shortly after. Growing up, Cunningham was interested in the arts, graduating college with an art bachelor's degree at Stanford University.
It would be accurate to say that Friday comes into my life, if not on a daily basis, certainly on a weekly basis. There's a lot of fan mail and conventions, and people would like me to come and talk.
Victor Miller was born on May 14, 1940 in New Orleans. He would later take a creative writing course at Milton Academy in Massachusetts. He started writing for TV in 1962, where he would eventually work on low-budget films with Sean S. Cunningham, Friday the 13th being his most successful. Miller would eventually get into a legal battle with Cunningham over the rights of the series, which would be settled on September 30th, 2021. Tom Savini was born on November 3rd, 1946 in Pennsylvania to a Catholic family. His biggest inspiration was Lon Chaney, the Man of a Thousand Faces. Savini became interested in makeup effects. Shortly after that, he became interested in acting, fencing, and gymnastics. He served as a combat photographer during the Vietnam War. His job was to, and I quote, shoot images of damages to machines and people. When he began his career as a makeup effects artist, his inspiration was Richard Smith, best known for his makeup effects in The Exorcist. Smith would later become an associate at Savini's very own effects school. Savini's early work includes George Romero's Martin, Dawn of the Dead, Maniac, The Prowler, and of course, Friday the 13th. Now, let's get into the next part of this, the world of Friday the 13th. Camp Crystal Lake was established in 1935 by the Christies. It was your standard summer camp with fishing, canoeing, swimming, archery, campfire songs, etc. It was like this for 22 years. Pamela Voorhees was a cook for the summer camp. Married to Elias Voorhees, who we never actually see in the franchise, it would have been a normal summer if it wasn't for her son's death. Jason was a deformed child with mental disabilities. I probably don't need to relay what happened, but for those who somehow don't know, he was with his mother at Camp Crystal Lake. He got separated from her, or she was busy cooking, and he was being picked on by the other kids, which eventually led him to being thrown into the lake, where he drowned. Mad with grief, Pamela swore revenge, murdering two of the counselors, Barry and Claudette, and poisoning the local water supply, resulting in the camp closing down, and thus given the nickname Camp Blood by the locals living near it, believing it to be cursed. When the Christies tried to reopen the camp, she went on one final killing spree, before being beheaded by the only surviving counselor. The girl who killed Pamela Voorhees would be saved by the local authorities and taken to the hospital, during which she had nightmares of Pamela's son Jason, realizing that he's still alive. This concludes our overview of Friday the 13th. We covered the creators, the important details of the mythos, and the origin of horror's most iconic killer. I'll be looking at Friday the 13th Part 2 soon enough. Until then, don't look behind you.